Because even as I say it, I can't really remember the subject matter of the fights.
Yeah.
I only remember the emotion that happens and the frustration.
But then that becomes the fight, and then that's why you're an idiot, because you're like, why did you take it up a notch? And I'm starting to go like, do we just not speak the same language? I could swear it's English. Welcome back to another episode of Careful Boys. We're currently off the record. We got Anthony and Joe over there. We got Nick and Kalyne, and we got the coolest Joe
Right here.
right here with us.
Right here.
Question, everybody: what is the last thing that you fought with your partner about?
The last thing?
Yeah.
Well, me and Kalyne are out. Go ahead, guys, take the floor. How much time you guys got?
Hey, but no, you ain't completely out. What's the last thing you guys fought with your last partner about?
There it is.
Yeah.
But that's not the prompt, though. You know, technicalities.
That's your prompt. That's your technicality prompt. Anthony, what was the last thing you and Nita fought about? If you can remember.
Hold up.
You trying to put you on blast right now.
I'm trying to think for real though.
I got one.
Go ahead.
While he thinks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving us.
This is how it goes, dude. I get it. I've been in that spot before where he goes to you and you're like, oh, I don't have anything. But I got something. I got a lot.
Oh, shit.
I got a lot. Okay?
Okay, go ahead. Your last 8 things.
He's stalling.
Nah, so right now we've been, not fighting, but we've been like bickering about the dogs a little bit, right? And like how to train them. I've been watching a lot of YouTube dog video training stuff to the point where I'm like, I really like it. I really like watching like dog trainers and how they train their dogs. And like these motherfuckers are training like German Shepherds and like Belgian Malinois and shit. And I'm trying to train my 2 pugs, you know? It's just a funny contrast. Because they're still fucking babies and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to train them. But part of it is like, anytime they do a behavior that is you don't want, you have to reprimand them in some way, whether it's like with a collar, like a slip collar, or just telling them like very sternly, like, no, you can't do that. You know, like getting in their face a little bit so they know that like, oh, they can't be doing that. So like I'll argue with Tiff about how she doesn't address any of it and she won't necessarily be stern with them.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. She'll do something maybe like that, or she'll just be like, ah, god damn it, like this little dude, you know, getting mad. And I'll be like, babe, you have to tell them. You have to get right in their face and tell them to stop doing that shit, or they're gonna continue to do that. And then she'd be like, no, but I don't want them to think that like I don't want them to be mad at me. And I was like, no, that's how this works. That's how
We're not human.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like
It's all reinforcements.
Yeah, well, it's like, you know, we add human traits to our dogs all the time because they're the fucking sweetest things ever, right? But in reality, it's like, no, we have to stop them from doing that. So then sometimes she'll come home and be like, oh, she'll be home all day, and I'll be like, how are the dogs? And I could tell she's like clearly stressed. And then she goes, they've been bullying me all day. They're fucking running the show, but as soon as you get home, they're all sweet and they're all behaved.
My dad's home.
It's the alpha
I'm like, babe, you gotta fucking tell them. Like,
You're the figure of discipline. Yeah.
you are the mom. You gotta fucking show them what's up.
Right.
You have to tell them what you want in the household. Like, it's kind of funny, but sometimes, like, she's slowly getting it now, but it's to the point where I'm like, I'm sick and tired of having these conversations with you, and I talk through my teeth like that.
You really do.
I'm like, babe, you gotta fucking. You are in charge. And I have to say that to her, like, you have to tell them what you want out of the situation.
That's not a comical rendition. You really talk to her exactly like that.
No, I do it a little different.
Do it
Yeah,
the
I
way
bet
you
you
do
do a
it.
lot sweeter. A lot
Hey,
sweeter.
do it the way you really do.
Like, I don't want to like bug you or anything, but no, but I try to
Be constructive.
yeah, I don't want to like sometimes I'll do it as a joke.
Can we get a role play?
It doesn't get across the way I want it to. So then I have to be like, no, babe, seriously, please, like you have to tell them what you want and what you don't want.
At one point, do you like press against the side of her head like this?
I grab her by her ears and I go, listen, fucking listen to me.
Say, wait, he's training the dogs.
Just like the
Just like the dogs.
Yeah, when you put a collar on her and go, shh.
Yes. I put a slip lead on her, and when she does something, I'm like, ah! And then she beats my fucking ass afterwards. Nah, but that's something that we've been like bickering about.
Yeah.
But it's
Fair.
yeah, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It is part of it, but at least you're doing that with dogs. I mean, in the future,
That's our prep. This is our prep.
it might not be something as cute.
Yeah. It might have 50% of my DNA,
Unfortunately.
which is a bad sign.
Okay, well that's a healthy fight. What about you, Joey? You fought with Hannah lately?
I
You
actually
never fight with her, huh? Don't say that
We
shit.
do.
She's too reasonable.
We do.
Uh
She
But
seemed
it's-
pretty intelligent on the phone.
huh. She's
Yeah.
clever as
clever
hell,
speaker, yeah.
dude. She's quick.
I think the usual fight. Okay, I think the usual fights that even happen, or if they're called fights, or like bickering, or like and
Yeah.
later you're just like, that was so fucking stupid. It's we're both when we're like really excited or want to explain something, right? Like we might omit some vital parts of like the story.
Yeah.
And expect the other person to understand. And we're just raising our voices like, yes, that's what we said. This, and this, right? And then it's like, oh, fuck, I forgot to say this. Or like, for her, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she thinks I'm saying, what are you talking about? Like you're an idiot. But I'm actually just pissed because I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
And then like, it's because she started off with half of the explanation because the other half she worked it out in her head, so she fast forward through everything, and then she also thought she told me and I didn't, or maybe I wasn't listening. So it's like most of the fights are
Those are
just
two
like
very different things, by
Right?
the way.
I'm the same way.
I feel like didn't David So said that you did something similar to this to him.
I don't know.
He said that he was talking to you, and then you answered like this, and then he goes, "What the fuck was that?" And you went, "Oh, I wrote my answer in the air."
So the funny thing is, me and Hannah were both like that. She doesn't want to admit it. I don't fucking want to admit it, but I admit it more than she does, and she'll probably admit it to other people, but not to me. So when you get two people like this who have a blurred reality where we think we told someone something, or maybe when we're excited we're not articulating really well, and then we're also getting frustrated that we can't articulate it really well, but we have a thought, and then we're going through like a rant or something trying to explain it. It's like just being like a kid who's frantically trying to say something, and then the other person's like putting pressure on it, so it gets even more frustrating because you can't explain yourself.
Yeah,
And then so I think like a lot of the misunderstandings come from that.
because it just stays misunderstood. Yeah.
Or she might just be telling a story, and then like I can't follow it because it's too fast. And then my mind just goes, fuck it.
Just so that you're just letting her go.
Zoned out, not even.
Yeah. He's like, I'm back there.
I do that sometimes.
I don't know, like sometimes I have to, it's just too fast. Like when she's like in her mode, right? And then I'm just like, well, wait, go back to that part. And then I'm like, and then like something will distract me, and I'm like, yo, imagine like swinging from one tree to another tree. That'd be sick.
That'll be sick.
And then like I'm already gone, and she's like, yeah. And then later she'd be like, I told you this thing. And I'm like, yeah, you probably did, but I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's like pretty normal, like guy-girl communication stuff.
Yeah,
But
she's speaking girl, you're speaking guy. It just gets.
I think it's extreme with us.
You never had like a serious fight where you guys almost like, where you like stormed out and you weren't joking, like stuff like that.
Yeah, there was, but this was, I would say, like last year. Like it was a long time, and it's another misunderstanding thing. It was like in the early parts of the relationship when you like also have insecurities mixed in with like what you think the other person is saying, or like you don't understand the other person yet well, so you're confused by their reactions, so you misinterpret it. It was a lot like that. So like she was dealing with some stuff about like moving here, and then having to rebuild who she was, and her identity was so tied to her work and being really good at her job, and that was taken away, right, to make the choice of being with me. And then she didn't realize how big and difficult that road would be. That I think she thought that I was like looking down on her and like insulting her. But then it was because I had a strategy of building the shop.
Yeah.
My goal was first, I was going to learn the strategy from the franchise. Then I'm gonna create my own system of teaching, and I wanted to teach someone to see if it worked or not.
Yeah.
And she was gonna be my first person that I teach the system to. So the whole time she was like, why aren't you telling me? Why aren't you involving me? And I'm all like, because I want you unbiased.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right, but then I wasn't doing a good job explaining my method of I'm gonna bring you in, but let me bring you in after I learn this and then you learn. So then it was kind of like a huge cluster.
Because then you get to practice teaching as well.
Right, because it's like, and then I brought my nephew in, and then she goes, "You're gonna bring his young ass in before me? Like you don't respect?" And then I was just like, "No, I know this is a family business. We're all in this together, you know." But then like,
Nepotism.
How dare you?
but then also like, as I was working it out, the system, I wasn't doing a good job relaying that. But that's been my idea.
Right.
Now I can explain it better.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, so then it was just like all of that clusterfuck. And then I think like after I was able to explain, she goes, "Oh, duh, why didn't you just say that in the first place?" And I'm like, "Cause I can't explain shit, girl." You know, like,
Duh.
yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
But I think that would probably be the most of the issues. And then now she knows who I am and like how I operate.
And your
Which-
intentions.
Yeah, yeah. And
That you're not listening.
Yeah, this is one of the funniest, biggest fights that we had, right? So when we were doing long distance, I was like, I want some fucking nude videos. Give me some shit to jack off to.
Yeah,
And then she was like, hell yeah, right?
That's all you want when you're freaking away.
And then like,
Easy, minute.
bro, 1 month turned to 2 months, and I got pissed. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, spread those pussy lips. Like, what happened?
That's all you got?
Right.
You give her reference videos?
But I was more confused because I was like, you're talking to me every day, and then we do get sexual, but like, what? Like, what is? Because she did send me nudes before. It wasn't the first time. So I was like, what? What's the holdup?
Right.
She got you already.
I need a nut, right?
Hold on, she got you already.
You can perform for him no more.
And then I got mad, not because of like I wasn't getting the nude, but I got mad because she wasn't explaining and communicating. Right. So I felt like I'm getting fucking confused here.
Right.
Right? And then she said, "Oh, okay, I'm embarrassed because I gained weight, I feel uncomfortable, I don't feel hot." And I'm all like,
okay.
"Oh,
Now I understand.
interesting."
She doesn't feel hot even when you're saying, spread those pussy lips.
I like how you can easily communicate that.
It's so clear.
Yeah.
It's actually very remarkable.
Yeah.
Clear direction.
Yeah.
He's not thinking about swinging from tree to tree when he's talking about that, you know?
So how did you
Right.
navigate after hearing that? Like, then what did you say? Because that's a hard...
Well, for me, I was like, so we're talking intimately.
Yeah.
Am I not turning you on? Like, what's going on? And she goes, no. She goes, I'm dealing with some shit on my own. It's my own, like, she's like, I don't feel hot. And then, like, I think she got sick or something, so she wasn't in the mood to be presentable. So then the longer she put it off. Oh, and she was working, like, 14-hour, like, gigs, right? So then I think everything was just, she wasn't also explaining her thought process. And what we realized is, like, we don't want to jump to conclusions and be like, and assume the worst in people, but the longer you don't explain something, it forces us to get confused. And then the confusion is what turns into irritation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, why? Like, this is out of character for you, right? And I think that's where we realize most of our fights would come from, is like when one person's just not updating the other person. So then it just comes into like, what's going on? And then the other person can't explain it. Yeah. But then now I think when we worked all of that shit out.
So she eventually sent you some material?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
It's great news.
That's great news.
This is good.
That was a prize.
Do you send her back material?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you send her?
This is the most I've ever seen him light up today.
This is his wheelhouse, baby.
Look at him.
What do you send back?
We hit his like point of interest. Yeah, what do you send back?
I sent dick pictures.
Do you do anything cool? Do you?
Oh, you know what? I found out what a good tripod is.
What?
Yeah.
You are a coffee cup guy.
Yeah. You could do that.
He always carries a coffee cup with him.
You put a coffee cup and then you put the phone there and then you're free to.
Are you sitting?
You're free.
Are you doing a profile?
You know,
Are you
fly
doing
though
like
from these guys.
one leg up on the?
Yeah, what's your whole thing?
Are you like taking your hair and covering your like face, being exotic, Joe Exotic?
I didn't have my hair was shoulder length.
And are you smiling or are you like smoldering? What's the face that goes with that?
Are you sending live or you don't?
And when you have your hair off,
No,
I mean, your shirt off, hair to the front or the back?
torso. It's mainly torso.
Okay.
You know that one girl that took a bunch of dick pics? Like this is how guys take big dick pics, and then it's a meme that goes all around. It's like that. Yeah, it's very.
So
basic.
it's actually very close to the real thing.
It's very basic. Very
She was spot on, huh?
yeah.
Nice
Very
to know.
basic. If Steve was here, he would have said that I would have had one bent over too.
I was assuming you were just sending asshole pics right off top.
Yeah.
That is kind of funny to do. Yeah.
Like if it's a Joe, it's like coming from the back first, so you just see the fucking balls, you see the hanging schlong, but you get the whole hole. I'm like, that's a Joe photo.
Do you add music or you just like leave the raw audio?
You know what? I should have done that.
Start sending music, bro.
I should have thought of it more. I think.
Production.
Yeah, I was not. I was not.
Hey, you're in an indie studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of my fights with Smack are also very stupid. Like, and thankfully so.
Like, why didn't you give me a dick pic?
To be honest, the thing we fight about the most is so goddamn typical.
Yeah.
But our most frequent fight is what do you want to eat?
And she goes, nothing. And then you go,
I just found out how hard it is to always figure out something to eat. My little sister just moved in with me. I'm taking care of her now. And trying to figure out something new to eat every single day because she's so picky.
That's tough.
Yeah, bro, it's tough.
It's hard, yeah.
What does she like to eat?
It's weird. She's not picky. She just doesn't like to eat the same things. So like if we eat one thing, she doesn't like to have leftovers normally. And then
I think that's just a girl thing, dude.
I think so too, honestly, because like I'm so boneheaded. I'm like, if there's a Chipotle right there, I'm gonna eat that.
I get mad at myself. for
Bro,
not
I could
knowing.
eat rice and ground beef every day until I die.
I feel like I'm pretty freaking simple, but yeah.
Did
I
you
have
even?
to
Yeah. Did you know
really get in the
Postmate
kitchen.
has like a repeat order button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do that all
I do
day.
that all day, and then so like every time I ask her like, oh, what do you want to eat? Then it's like a,
What do you want to eat?
yeah.
What do you feel like?
And then it of course is that thing of like, oh, we could just go here. I'll eat that. No, not that. Like it's very typical.
Does she say, when you ask her, what do you want to eat? Does she go, I want something fresh?
No.
No? Okay.
You want Chipotle?
Has your girl ever said that? You go, I want something fresh. I'm like, okay, what's that? She goes,
You know,
like,
like
I don't know, like,
fresh.
Well, that's the hard part too. Is that it's hard to get hit. Like at least that's a hint, and you can narrow it down. Yeah. But it's hard for me to narrow it down with her. I usually have to just go. You want something Asian? Yeah, Asian. Holy shit.
You know what
there's a
it
lot of
is?
Asian-
at least she'll say
You know
yeah.
what it is? Is you should just decide.
Yeah, but I.
That's honestly that's what I've.
Just decide.
I do that, but you know what's sad? I do that so much that like
You're tired of it?
no. I'll do it to the point where like 5 decisions later, so I go, but I never liked that.
oh, yeah, that's tough.
Why did you say anything?
That's tough.
That's what we're fighting about.
But they probably don't want to be the cliche, right? They don't want to, she doesn't want to be the.
But then like I do tell her like in the moment, I'm like, this is super like funny and cliche that we're fighting about this same like stereotypical shit.
But I'm wondering, what do the girlies eat and decide when the guys aren't around?
Have you seen the meme that's been going around, the fucking girl dinner thing?
They just chop up vegetables.
They just eat the most random shit ever.
No, we
dog.
just do
Like,
this all day.
Dog, if I wasn't home, Tiff would just eat
Yeah.
chips and then like,
Girl dinner.
and then like sometimes I'll come home and she'll be waiting for me to come home, and then she'll be like, I'm hungry, and she's kind of clearly in a bad mood. I'm like, you didn't eat nothing?
Bro, yeah. Sometimes I'll literally come home and she'll be like, I haven't eaten all day. I'm like, what? Why?
And she's like, I've been waiting for you to come home so we can go eat. I was like, what's the point of me filling up the fridge? Snacks.
Whoa.
if you're not gonna have
As he's doing this.
a plum cot, dude.
He's about to be talking through his teeth.
I'm like, what's the point of me filling up the fridge with plum cots and cherries if you're not gonna have a couple bites, dude? You know, when you're hungry.
That's pretty funny, actually.
It's fun.
I just threw out a whole thing. I just threw out a whole bag of cherries because my sister wanted them.
Oh.
She only ate like 2 or 3.
Bro, and tell the audience how expensive. Tell the JK audience how expensive.
Food is very expensive.
Cherries are like, bro, you buy one bag, it's like 14 bucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
You get the Rainer cherries, forget about it, dude. You fucking kidding me?
You know so much about food, man.
Rainer cherries, they're
Rainer.
so good, dude.
Are they extra sweet?
If they're in
the
season,
difference?
if there's
The last thing that we thought about that wasn't that was so much dumber. We were at Best Buy trying to buy like a hard drive or some bullshit, something stupid. I don't even remember what the device was now. Oh, it was like a DVD. We needed to play a DVD so I could rip it. So we were getting a player, like an LG one.
Damn old.
And it had like a USB like C or USB 2 or whatever. We were in there fighting about like whether or not we had the adapter. And I was like, it doesn't matter. I have every USB. And she's like, yeah, but that's USB-C. I'm like, I don't care. DEF. I got it. I'm a fucking nerd.
so she didn't think you had it.
And I didn't. We were saying a different thing. It wasn't even like, if you were listening to us, you could probably just stop and go, she's not talking about that. You're not talking about this. It's like we were just saying different shit.
I feel like that's 50% of male to female arguments, right? It's like we think I think she's saying one thing and I'm completely
So
misconstruing
what you're
it.
saying is you need an adapter for the argument.
Yeah, a converter.
Yeah. Of course, my dumbass escalated the fight because eventually I stopped and went, what the fuck is up with our communication? What the fuck is this? And I was like, I'm like, am I just crazy?
I feel like that's how it always is, right? It's like the emotions of something really dumb. Because even as I say, I can't really remember the subject matter of the fights. I only remember the emotion that happens and the frustration. But that's like all.
But then that becomes the fight, and then that's why you're an idiot, because you're like, why did you take it up a notch? And I'm starting to go like, do we just not fucking speak the same language? I could swear it's English.
And that always goes real well.
Does an Australian accent really change the meanings of USB cords? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, we were like hella like bad, and then come to find out, we get home, I'm like, this fucking stupid ass hard drive. I look in my drawer, I don't have the adapter.
But you didn't tell her that though. You didn't tell her.
Yeah,
that.
don't show her this fucking
He
video.
went back to Best Buy and he got it.
You know what I did instead? It's because like she wanted to watch this TV series from her childhood. That's why she had this old DVD. So instead of being like, "Hey, I don't got the cord. We gotta go get one," I fucking pirated it, and I'm like, "Hey, I did it. Check it out. We can watch it now." I went on a torrent site and I got the whole shit, and I was like, and then I put it on the living room TV before she could say anything, and I played it, and it was already on. She goes, "You did it." I'm like, "Yeah, we did it."
Hey, it doesn't matter how, as long as the outcome is what it is.
That's so man style.
Yes.
Like anything to not be wrong.
Just figure it out, bro. You just figure it out.
Anything to not be wrong.
Now you have a fucking DVD player for no reason.
For no end. To make matters worse, we already fucking had one. The same one. I found it when I was looking for the cord.
No, but she found it. She got to hide it.
Yeah. I was looking for the cord. I found it. I saw it. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta fucking throw this away. Same exact LG DVD player. Fucking dumb, dude.